best of moods today. I think you can see why by this video title, but I'm gonna just get into it. So yeah. So for those of you who don't know, my platform is not just about you know, turn up vibes and traveling and this, that and the other. When I first started YouTube, I started it because I wanted it to be my story, for you guys to get to know a little bit more about Santana. And yeah, it's very, very hard for me. I've been trying to avoid this day actually for the longest. I really have been trying to avoid it, but I know it's time, so I'm ready to talk. So I battle quite a lot of things, guys. I do suffer from mental health. So although I might always look like turn up and happy in my videos, a lot of the times I am not. It's not to say I'm always like that, but there are times when I have really bad spells. I call them my little episodes. I just go into a very, very deep hole. So yeah, one of the main reasons why I suffer from mental health is it's really hard. Oh my god, I never thought I'd get to this day where I'd be telling my business to the world, but it's necessary and I have to do it because I want to help not just myself but other women. Yeah, basically guys, I've cut guys, I'm sorry for the stopping and the starting, but yeah, it's just a lot for me right now because I never thought I'd get to this stage. But sorry, I'm a little bit shaky, but I'm gonna do it. The truth is guys, I do have a lot of issues that I'm trying to kind of like battle, and this is like an ongoing road for me. You probably noticed, like when I'm on camera and stuff, like you don't see, obviously you guys know I'm a big woman, but you don't see any toddlers around me and stuff like that. So for those who don't know, I don't have any kids. I am in my mid-30s and this is my story. The reason why I don't have any kids is because I have struggled for a long time now with fertility issues. I have tried in the past, but unfortunately guys, I've lost multiple pregnancies. This probably explains, and I kind of want to get this story out there because I need to show people why I am the way I am, why I shut people off a lot of the time, why I don't really want to speak to anybody at times. Sorry, hold it together. It's hard. Pause. And I guess I'm doing this video because not only do I want to prove to myself that I'm strong, I want to help other people, I want to help other women, and I want to show my kids that I got this. So yeah, I've lost 5 kids guys. Yeah, a lot. I've lost quite a few. I have, if I start from the beginning, I used to be married. I don't know, I might edit this stuff out, you know, but hey, this is my platform, I gotta be honest. But hold on a sec. Once upon a time I was married for like 8 years, and for my husband at the time I lost 4 kids for him. I started trying to have kids from my early 20s, and over the time I just kept losing them, and it wasn't until like the second or, well, I think the 3rd pregnancy, they said to me they were going to find out what it is that's wrong with me. So I went for multiple tests, and with, you know, I went for multiple tests within the NHS system, and they finally found out what was wrong with me, which is terrible because I had to lose like 3 kids for them to see what was wrong with me. So I went for my tests and all that, and then I found out that I had something called sticky blood syndrome. Now there is obviously a longer word for it, like a medical word for it, but we're gonna leave it as sticky blood syndrome because you can't bother for that jargon. But yeah, I have sticky blood syndrome, so they basically found out that I had that, and they were very sure that my 4th pregnancy was going to be fine, because on my 4th pregnancy they said, right Santana, we're going to put you on this treatment. For those who don't know, sticky blood syndrome is basically when your blood, when I'm pregnant, my blood clots. So what happens is it starves the baby from oxygen, and without me injecting my stomach with steroid injections, yeah, my blood will clot and then the baby can't breathe. So those were, they said at the time, the reasons why I lost the other 3. So after multiple tests, guys, like I said, I found out that I got sticky blood syndrome. I realized what I need to do next time I get pregnant, which was take these injections. So it all started my first pregnancy. The first time I got pregnant, I had an ectopic pregnancy. So for those who don't know, that's when the baby is born in the fallopian tube and not, it doesn't embed itself in the womb. So my first pregnancy, it was inevitable that I was going to lose a child, obviously, because it was in the fallopian tube. So I knew I was going to lose that one. I was, I think, 22. That was on Christmas Day. I remember that day like yesterday. They took me to the hospital and I had to have an operation. The baby burst inside of me in the tube, so my whole tube ruptured and I had to get my tube removed. So that was really traumatic, but I thought, you know what, it was my first. I had faith that I was gonna have another one. Shortly after that, maybe a year later, I got pregnant again for my second child. You have to bear with me, guys, because it's such a long time ago, but I'm just trying to remember them. And with that one, I think I miscarried early in that one, you know, between 6-7 weeks, and I had to get a D&C. So yeah, that one had to be vacuumed out of me. And I didn't think that was going to happen again. Like the first one had an ectopia. I didn't think the same thing was going to happen again. So obviously, like, I'm in shock. But you know, when I was with my husband at that time, he was really there for me, and you know, I had great support and stuff. Third time now. So if I'm running through this really quickly, guys, but it is really difficult for me to talk about it, and I don't talk about this to anyone. So the fact that I'm sharing this now with the world is a very, very big thing with me, because I'm a very private person. However, I do feel like I owe it to some people, because not a lot of people get my character of why it is that I go missing, or why I don't really want to talk to people sometimes. Like, I can be very cold sometimes, and I think it's because of the trauma that I've gone through. So this is for everyone, so they can know a little bit more about me. The third time I felt pregnant, I was God, I can't remember. It was probably 2015. And I remember at the time I went to St. Lucia, and being that my partner was obviously St. Lucian, so went back home with him, and you know, went to go and see his family and stuff like that. Was having a great time. Obviously, I knew I was pregnant when I was, you know, went on to the trip, and then all hell broke loose. That one was the worst. Just started cramping terribly, like bare cramps. Like the pain was unbelievable. To the point where I still remember that pain to this day, and it was hard. It was really hard, that one, because I just couldn't stop cramping. And I remember it, like specifically all to being in his dad's bus. I was in like the back of the van and I was cramping, and then all of a sudden I went to the toilet and there it was. I miscarried on the beach. So again, I was about 7 weeks, and then forward from that, I think 3 years later, 2017 or 2 years later, I fell pregnant again. So obviously from the third one, that's when they started doing their tests and they found out I had sticky blood syndrome. So when I found out that, I was like, wow, like they know what's wrong with me. They're gonna fix this. Do you understand? Like there's not gonna be any more miscarriages. Like, Santana, you're good. And then I was great. Like I was carrying fine. This one I carried the furthest. Like I literally went to scan upon scan. At 12 weeks, I saw the baby, you know, my first like scan, I could visually see, you know, because all my other pregnancies and losses were more when I was at an early stage, but this one was a lot bigger, so I could see hands, everything. I was just so excited. And then as the time went on, the bleeding started coming back, more like blood kind of clots and stuff. Obviously they put me on the medication as soon as possible, which is aspirin and injections, and I took those injections and I thought everything was running smoothly. Then boom, lights out kind of thing. One day I woke up in my bed and I felt something like trickling down my legs. I was like, what the fuck is this kind of thing? Because obviously I'm new to this. Like, I'm not, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not used to. So my sisters and that, they've had bare pitney, but me now, like, I'm ringing them like, what's this and what's that? They know my situation, isn't it? So they were like, Santana, just calm down. We know you're a bit anxious and all that, but this one's gonna be fine. Nothing's gonna happen. I was like, cool. Went to the toilet. I just see bare water dripping down my legs. So I'm like, okay. I didn't really think much of it because, again, I haven't reached far in pregnancy like that. So they rushed me to the hospital and they did some tests. They checked the baby was fine, strong heartbeat, everything. And then they told me to come back 24 hours later. They said, we'll call you in the morning and that's when we'll find out the results from your scan. They did a scan on me. And then they did a scan on me. And they phoned me the next day and they said, hi Santana, because obviously, guys, in each scan I've had, I've always been prepared for bad news. I never get good news in my scan, so like I kind of prepared myself for the worst. And then I went there and they said to me, Santana, I'm really, really sorry. So obviously when I'm hearing them words, I'm like, fuck, what's going on, kind of thing. They were like, we've done the scan and we can see that your cervix is opened. So I said, well, what does that mean? I needed them to explain it a little bit more. They said, well, your cervix is open, so the water that you saw was your waters. The waters broke last night and unfortunately you're miscarrying again. Guys, this is why I didn't want to do this video, but you know what, I know it's gonna make me stronger, but that was the worst news I've ever heard because I didn't think it was gonna happen. And like, this was my, like, I had a boy, it was my son, and I carried so far, like I reached the 14 weeks. So I was like, wow, like, so I was like, okay, the worst thing's gonna do, they're gonna put me to sleep, it'll all be over, I'll have a DNC, like the second one, it'll be fine. Anyways, when I got to the hospital, they said to me, I'm all ready now, I get, you know, my gown, thinking, okay, they're gonna put me to sleep, and they said, nah, you're too far along. So I'm like, what do you mean I'm too far along? And then the doctor was just saying, we have to you have to have this baby. I said, what do you mean I have to have this baby? I don't know, right? I'm not one to bawl on the internet. I don't do the kind thing, and I'll probably edit it out, but then at the same time I don't want to, because I want you lot to show I want to show you guys my true emotions of what it is that I, you know, go through. Anyways, so I said, what do you mean? And they were like, you have to have this, you're gonna have to give birth. So I then had to set myself into it. Just like, it just all happened so quick. Like, I was there, I had my 12-week scan, 2 weeks later, boom, I'm miscarrying again. So then I had to have the baby and I had to, like, you know what I mean, give birth. And it was very difficult. But I big up my family because my family really got me through it. And obviously at the time, my husband then really, really was supportive. Great guy. Big ups to him. So yeah, I then was in, before you know it, I was on a bed. They gave me a bed and the pain started coming and they were like, I'm like, what is this? I've never experienced contractions, and then they're having contractions. I was like, what? I've never experienced that in my life, you understand? Started having contractions and they had to put me on morphine. Pain was that bad. Obviously this is a miscarriage pain as well, and I've been told that miscarriage pain and labor, they're two different pains, but miscarriage pain can be even worse mixed with, you understand, labor and everything there. So I started going through that, and I was miscarrying and stuff, obviously, and before I knew it, I had to get transferred to another ward to deliver the baby, and yeah, my sisters were there. Always gotta have that on hand. Sorry guys, that's why I keep my little drink for this video. My sisters were there and very, very supportive. And they helped me push him out. So I had a boy. I'm not going to share his name because I want to keep that personal. Sorry, I always said that social media wasn't going to see me get upset, but what can I do? This is a true story. But other than that, I'm not on the internet, you know. No love, I'm not bad. But this is a serious situation, so it is what it is. But other than that, I will never see me ball again. Yeah. I had to give birth, and my sisters were there, and they were the really great support, and my mum and my brother came as well. And yeah, that was hard. So fast forward from that, they, you know, the midwives were really good and everything. They said to me, Santana, do you want to have a funeral? And I'm like, what? Well, they were like, do you not want to, we've got a birth certificate, a nice little box where we give them their name. At the end of the day, even though he wasn't big enough in human, like proper human form, we still acknowledged them, which was so nice. It was Barnet Hospital, a really, really nice hospital, guys. That's where I would want to go to have my next baby, you know. And I said, I'm not too sure if I want to bury him, like I wasn't ready for it. So then I decided to go ahead with it. But I didn't want anyone with me. I'm the type of person, when I want to do things, I have to get it over and done with. I don't want to crowd. I don't want to make things too traumatic. I just want to get it over and done with. So they gave me a nice pretty box, and had his birth certificate on it and stuff. And 2 weeks or 3-4 weeks later, myself and then my husband at that time went to bury him. And that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through. To this point, it was beautiful. It was really beautiful. They basically put them in a nice little coffin. This happened in 2017 and I still get upset about it. It's crazy. But yeah, it was a white coffin. It was beautiful. It was a proper funeral. So then, you know, I get my days, guys. I get my days. I'll probably be alright tomorrow, but today's just been a hard day, and sometimes things just, you know, they come through my head and all that. Stop it now. So yeah, so that was that. Pause this. Alright, I'm back again, feeling a bit better. So that was that, and then got the funeral over and done with, and then boom. Years went by. The relation didn't work out, but you know, I had moved on. You know, my ex had moved on as well. And then I met somebody else that I fell in love with. So I lost my son in 2017, and then fast forward on to that, I met my new partner at the time, and I didn't think this was gonna, I'm like, boy, everyone knows how much I want a child, do you understand? It's not a secret, but at the same time, I know God will give me that child when it's supposed to be, You understand? And then obviously when I met my ex, I, you know, fell for him and whatnot, as you do. And then I flew out to Jamaica 2022, and then I came back and I was pregnant. For the 5th time. I was pregnant for the 5th time. Obviously I lost my son in 2017, so when I came back from Jamaica and I found out I was pregnant, I was over the moon. Couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, God's really made this happen again, kind of thing. I was so excited. I was over the moon, guys. I was like, wow. Lost my son in 2017, and now I've got an opportunity again to try again. Obviously with this pregnancy I was really worried, because I'm always used to bad news, guys. I didn't really think like I was this. Do you understand? I didn't think I wasn't thinking positive. I was just thinking very negative, and I was worried. I was over the moon, but I was worried. So I found out. I told people as per usual. Next time, I'm just gonna keep it to myself. But I told quite a few people, and I was so excited. I was like, yes, this is it, man. This is not gonna happen again. I was so excited, guys. So happy. I finally had been given another chance on my son. And then, boom. That light switch. For the 5th time, I lost that one as well. Yeah. Again, it was early in my first trimester. But it was difficult because the last time I got pregnant was 2017. And then 2023 is when I found out, January, the month of my birthday, and I was so excited. And then to be told that I lost that one as well, yeah, boy. So that's my story, guys. And you know what, honestly I feel so much better now that I've got it out. Fast forward from this now, where am I going, where am I heading? I'm sorry this is a long story, but I have to get it out. This is going to be my journey. You guys are going to be part of my journey. When I lost the 5th one in 2023, obviously last year, I said enough is enough. I can't do this no more. Why am I losing all these babies? Why am I losing all these babies? It's not making sense. You understand? So I reached out to one of my sister's friends, and she had told me that she had gone through the same thing as me, multiple miscarriages and whatnot. But she also told me that there's a test apparently that the NHS were not doing at the time, and you could only get, well, the NHS were doing a test, but it's not a test that they like to highlight because it costs money. And that's basically a test to see if I've got abnormal cells. Now I have done a second video for you guys. Actually, when I came back from Greece, I filmed it. I filmed my hospital journey. You'll see that after this. But obviously I need to explain to you guys the roots of what is going on with me, so you can understand the second video when the second video comes out. But I have gone for further tests, and you'll see that in the second video that I release, because I just need more answers. I personally believe that there's something more going on with me, and I need to understand. And the fact that this test is not available just like that, and they hide it just, yeah. So you'll see that in the next video. But guys, that's my story. Thank you for listening. Sorry for getting upset and emotional, but I really do feel so much better that I've managed to open up and show you guys what I have been through. It's a struggle. It's an ongoing thing with me. And with my grief, I tend to hold on to people. I tend to latch on to things that I want. Do you understand? And sometimes I can't let go. That's my problem. I can't let go. So when I got pregnant with my 5th child, up to now, guys, I will show you guys anyway. I don't have anything to hide. I still have that test, and I can't get rid of it. Yeah, I can't get rid of it. So I keep them together. Son is in a box. He's not physically in the box, but his memories on there, and I keep the test that I took on the box. And it's a little comforter for me. I just want to share anyone who's going through that I've gone through. miscarriages, losses, you're not alone. You're not alone, and you will you will get your golden baby, and I trust and believe that I will as well. Don't feel away for holding on to things. You know, I feel like a lot of people probably thought, why is she still holding on to this test? Well, this was the most recent baby that I lost, and the fact that that baby was there in my womb, he or she can stay with my son. So I hold on to things. It's very sentimental to me. It's very personal, and I felt like I needed to share my story because there's women out there that suffer in silence, and I want to kind of be that voice for you guys, you know. Sometimes I think to myself, guys, like, you know I do this whole YouTube thing and I vlog and whatnot, but that was one of the main reasons why I carried on with my music whilst I was lost my kids and stuff, because my music at the time got me away from a dark place. And sometimes, because I feel like I'm going back into that dark place, in Jesus' name he'll pull me out of it, but sometimes I do want to go back into my music because it was like a place for me to write out my pain, do you understand, and deal with my grief and deal with my trauma. But I just want to let you guys know that you're not alone, and if you want to reach out to me, you're more than welcome to. But that's what that explains everything. You know, like I said, when I lost my 5th child, I locked off everybody. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I changed my whole number. I just wanted to be by myself. Didn't want to talk to anyone. And I think that's why the 5th one mashed me up even more, because I was so adamant that I was gonna have this child from losing my son. So I just went into a deep hole. But luckily, again, with family support, they brought me out of it. And yeah, so this is to my babies. I think what I struggle with the most, guys, is I feel guilty because I can't, even though my son is buried, I don't go to the cemetery much. Yeah, I find it very hard to go to the cemetery. I do feel bad, but I just can't do it. I can't. It brings back too much memories. Sometimes I go like on his anniversary and stuff, but yeah, I find it difficult. So yeah, so I'm gonna close this video, guys. Thank you for listening. Hopefully some people can understand a little bit, you know, my moods and all that. But I tell you guys, I'm a very private person, but at the same time, I feel like I need to do this to help myself heal and help, like I said, to help others. And I hope you can follow my journey to my golden baby. Thank you so much. Like I said, anyone that has gone through the same, please write some comments. If you want to reach out to me, you're not alone. But just want to say, don't ever give up, and it will happen. It will happen. Just have to have a bit of faith. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, guys. I'm just glad I got this off my chest. I feel so much better on myself. But don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty if you can't go to your loved ones, or feel guilty in terms of like going to cemeteries. Everyone grieves in their own way. Proud of myself, although I'm scared to put this out, but that's what my platform's all about, honesty. It's not every day turn up. But yes, that's my story, guys. In regards to my mental health, I'm okay. Like I said, I do get my days, I get my down days, but I know I'm a firm believer in God, and I know I will get to what I need to get to. Hopefully, like I said, the next video you'll be seeing my journey. But after you see my journey of me going to the hospital and whatnot, then I want to get back to old Tana, chirpy Tana, happy Tana. So from me to you, please like, subscribe and share. And yeah, if you feel like this video could help somebody, whether it be a friend or a family, share the love. And thank you for listening. God bless. Love you guys. Take care. Bye. But I could part the lips of your broken heart.